Hey guys, Darren King from King of Fitness. Hope you're all well, and I've got a guest here, and it's Will Fox.
How you doing?
Will's my first person I'm going to be interviewing because I'm going to start doing YouTube channels to help get the message across that I'm genuinely here to help people break through things in their life, to create a ripple effect throughout the world, and eventually speak with Tony Robbins on stage in front of 10,000 people. That is the ultimate goal. So this is a great way of helping people out in their worlds have breakthroughs with their shit or their past stuff that they've struggled with or they're currently struggling with. You know, we've had our struggles, we spoke before. It's great to be vulnerable and talk about this stuff, and you know, we've had our childhood issues and our depressions, or you know, Will can tell you what he's been through, you know, in his tough life, and you know, we've all had stuff going on, and this is the thing, we're not by ourselves, but it's so good to, you know, get around people that are moving forward instead of hanging into the victim mode, into the baggage mode. So anyway, so I'm actually, private message me if you ever want if you're going through struggles or you need help at any stage, by all means drop me a line, private message me so no one else knows, and we can have a chat. Okay, I'll introduce you to Will in a sec. Just before we do that, I'm also looking for, now that I'm going to start to create this YouTube channel, thanks to Will, looking for people that have actually had breakthroughs themselves, whether it's a cancer thing, whether it's you've reached your ideal weight, whether it's, you know, your depressions, anything pretty much. If you feel like you've had a breakthrough, I'm looking for people like you to interview. So we, not just about you, but we can actually together help the ripple effect out in the world and help out all these other people that are really struggling. Okay, so so I'm going to introduce you to Will. Just what I know of you so far, great guy, and you know, he's a film director. He's got this big bazooka camera thing that I'm talking into where you guys are, and with this light it's a bit scary, but you know what, it's well worth it because it's going to get massive results. That's all I know about with you so far in the time we've spent, and just a great guy, and energy's fantastic. And back and to you. What would you say? How would you describe yourself and what you do?
Well, I tell you what, it's a lot harder being in front of the camera than telling people to direct them from behind the camera, but it is a pleasure to be here and just to connect with your story, and just the fact that we can meet a week ago because we have the same values and like a vision that we understand, and we also believe in each other. That's why we can have this conversation and connect. And I think what you're doing is great, to be able to connect those stories and interview people just to share that experience of personal growth and transformation. And that's what I'm personally loving to do with my passion and my purpose, is be able to document stories like these and it just reflect our universe into the direction we want humanity to pursue, because it's coming to an age where everyone's got a camera and everyone's got a microphone and everyone has a computer in their pocket, and we can film content and distribute it online to millions of people. And so really what's coming to age is the power is no longer in the hands of a corporation funding the media outlet. It's more in the hands of us being opinionated with purpose and values that we stand for. We're not just talking shit, we're standing for greatness. And so that if we actually document that and push ourselves into a platform of expressing that into the future, we are the ones who actually create the new world. And that's why I think we are connecting on in the same vision, but also going sort of in our own direction and creating our own definition behind it.
Great. And you know, like I've been running a small business for a while, and I've got the goals to speak to Tony Robbins, starting international speaking. So I'm getting there, but you know what I've realised, and a lot of us small business owners, if you want to go to the next level, you want to be having people on the side. One thing we learned on the weekend was about different personality types, and they're so hard to do it all yourself. So instead of wasting all that time, that energy on the things that you're not as strong at, you know, pay someone else to do that. There's bits behind the scenes, so you can actually create more yourself with your strengths, and you know, you can create more dollars in that way. So anyway, so that's we're here for today doing that. So if you guys you know, you're struggling in that area, why don't you drop Will a Facebook friend message, and he might be able to help you out at some stage, or you know, just to, I don't know how you work, but maybe you can have a quick chat. Or
because like, as in that's my belief system and purpose. So if you literally have trouble starting a campaign, or it's hard, like obviously it's hard to get in front of the camera, and it's better to practice on the phone and do little Snapchat videos or do Facebook Live, because you do get nervous beforehand, but when you jump into it, you're going into what we call the reptilian brain of fight or flight response. So we literally raise up and we we jump into it. But this whole theory of like this lights, camera, action, and it's like you do know that's going to go into some editing software, and that's going to be looked on, and then suddenly like crafted, and then put onto somewhere, a platform like YouTube, and then you have to wait. There's not this Insta response, or like I can delete that, you know, if I don't like it. And this is a bit harder. So if you have trouble, but you know that that's where you have to go, and that like, you know, you have a purpose that you want to express to the world. If you have any questions about the framework of setting up to get on camera, just little things like little tips, like I find breathing. If I'm not breathing right before I get on camera, as someone that was diagnosed and had hundreds of hours of millions of years of anxiety, like in other dimensions, night terrors, wake up in the morning, feel like I was drained because like I had demons on the side of my bed, like, you know, and that's something I've experienced. But do I believe in that? Well, these days I've got a higher state of perception, to the point of like I am so careful of the information I absorb and the people I hang around.
Environment, guys. I've spoken to you guys about environment, like the importance of choosing your environment. You know, just on that note, so I spoke to some people or I did a Facebook Live on it. I don't think you saw it, but I spoke about the importance of 3 things I said to overcome my hurdles of anxiety, depressions, and pretty much chronic pains and the whole works. The hamburger with a line was meditation, personal growth, and environment. Change up the environment, because it's so easy to stay in that mentality. I was actually living with a guy who was going through similar problems, and we were just feeding off each other, negative on negative. You know, you want to create that positive on the positive. So I'm actually choosing the people I hang around as positive, entrepreneurish. Going there, you know, not that we're better than anyone else, but you know, come along for the ride. But at the end of the day, if you want to go to another level, you want to change around, you want to change up your environment. So just on that note, so for me, so it's actually to do it all by yourself is tough. So it's great to see. The blinkers are on with all. You know, none of us know it all, so it's great
we don't
have someone like you. And you know, just with what Will's doing today, like a lot of us are shit scared of speaking in front of camera. You know, I was freaking out. Would have been easy to run out of here, this office.
I was freaking out too.
And we're talking about Facebook Lives, and we're talking about, like, for me, I always get nervous before I do one. So, and people say, "But you're doing so well, or you're so confident." Yeah, but it takes a few seconds to build up to that. You know, you got your Robbie Williams. You know, he throws up, or nearly throws up every time he goes out to sing. So, and then we're talking about, what were you talking about?
Kelvin Ray. So I had the experience of meeting Kelvin before one of his K tour events, and just seeing how he's one of us. Like, he's about to walk on stage and he's just breathing, and you can tell he's overwhelmed. He's an empath. He knows the energy in a room. It's fresh people. They've got high expectations. The room is filled. And, you know, a lot of these professional speakers will walk on stage and they talk really, really fast because they're really excited and really, like, you know, feeling the energy, and they're like, oh my god, you know. And eventually, when they get the trust of the people, and they've got to run this event for like 6-7 hours of the day, they eventually hit their flow. And when they hit their flow, they're hypnotizing. They got charisma, and we just suddenly believe in what they're saying and see it in our own world, that we have that connection. But every time they actually do that, they're one of us. So if we actually think that you, like, any rock star, musician, comedian, presenter who goes onto TV or acts in the movies isn't nervous before they do it, they're alien, because it's human to feel these emotions.
I think anxiety is a big one. So people think they're by themselves when they get anxious or they get nervous sweats, or just freak out, or they throw up, something like Robbie Williams. But you know, feel the fear and do it anyway. It's the best book I ever read, so I recommend that if you haven't done that. But I'm booking a couple of flights, and it's well over the top for me at the moment. And you know what? It's so easy to just go, no, later. So just got to do it. You have to do it straight away. Feel the fear and do it anyway.
I think what we're talking about as well is following your heart. So a lot of thing I struggle with is my ego that is from the past. So these landmarks all the way to my childhood that tells me, no, you can't do that. And it's the voice of the people close to me that didn't quite understand who I was, and so but it's because I give them reason to not to. So these days, the more I stand for my greatness and stand for the people around me, connect with people with purpose, and also just look at the people I love and care about, and just respond, not react, and just sort of see the reason behind certain situations. and how like someone might be treating me and might be angry, but is it because of me, or is it more the fact of if again like having that type of mini drone that followed you around and saw how you reacted every week, every day, and at the end of the week you had to review your own movie, and if would you act the same way? Would you actually hold that anxiety, all that negative emotion in here, which is funny because that's where a lot of these diseases come from. Like it's a reaction of eating bad food, not treating your body well, and having a bad mentality, and that just manifests into like a downward spiral, I guess. Like, yeah.
Okay, so one thing I want to talk about with you, Will, is because it's my first interview I've done, and it's the first of many coming soon. And so, what would be the most challenge or most obstacle you've come across during your childhood or along the journey, and how did you overcome it? So, for anyone that's similar that can relate to this, feels like they've got some confidence, especially they can break through it.
I think it's just feeling that you never fit in, that you are different, and in one spectrum, like I felt like a loser. I felt like I ended up like subconsciously sabotaging everything, but then at the same time, like I'd be a winner, and like I'd actually come out the woodworks and the cracks would be like, yeah, I love this, I've got this, and you know, and then I get the expectation and people are like, damn, you did well, and then I'm like, don't look at me, like don't expect it, because I don't want to have the expectation to deliver again.
Yeah.
So it's coming to this point of making the jump, taking the leap of faith to be able to become that best version of yourself, stand for greatness, to go every day when I wake up, I won't carry that big backpack of like stones and weight that hold me back, all the excuses that I built up over the years that you know, you can rebrand in a sense your personality to become that person that you really want to be. Am I treating people the way I want to be treated? Really, are we afraid to look ourselves in the mirror? And so the more like I started also talking like it's already happened, not like I'm very careful with certain words I use now, so I don't like using the word can't. Yeah. All we had to do was stick to it and get to create a habit. It takes like what, 90 days?
Yeah, it's usually even shorter, 20 or 30 days.
20, 30 days, wow. Yeah. Just every day doing it. So,
that's why instead of can, you want to be how can I? As soon as I get clients to do push-ups. But yeah, so can't. Some people don't realise they're saying it like 10 times in a couple minutes, you know. As soon as you notice that, how can I? Yeah. Because you've got your neurotransmitters in your cells, your body's listening to what you say, you'll react to whatever's going on. Language is powerful. Be careful what you say, as you've heard before.
Careful what you wish.
So great. So anyway, you do a fantastic job, Will, by the way. So yeah, this is it's my first time I've ever done this, so I really appreciate it. We'll keep it. Is there anything else you want to add before I give you a plug on the way through?
Yeah, I think it's like connecting. Like, what type of world do we want to see? Like, what do we really want to contribute to? And I think we really relate on that. I think we want to tell everybody is like, or express is, if you've got anxiety and depression, you're not alone, and that we all share these emotions, and it is human. But we are on this path not just for selfish ego of like, check my identity out, I'm this brand now and I'm doing good things. It's more a fact of like how like that's empty, that will run out of fuel. If we can actually influence other people as we've been influenced to become this, because if it wasn't for the people around us, we wouldn't be here right now. So all the thing that we want to do is be able to impact a culture and a movement to like, really the world's in a pretty fucked up place, and our culture needs to elevate. So
what's been great is that we've shown, even out away from you guys, just talking about being vulnerable and being authentic, and and actually it works. It's a real struggle for me. I only just started doing it lately, and it's actually okay to just be you. I've tried to, I've been pretending for so long, trying to prove things to other people. Don't want people to know my business. It's actually okay to be me, and I'm perfect the way I am, and I'm perfect the way I'm not. You can still work on little things, but I want to thank you, because we'll have to round that up. Yeah. And so how can people, just finish off, how can people get in contact with you if they want to?
Check me out on Facebook as Life's Real Studios, but on Instagram, just look up Life's Real, and you can check out lifesreal.net. just to follow the evolution of what we're creating.
Well, you've been a champion in helping out me today, because this is a step in the right direction, and it's so good to bump into you. The planets were aligned to meet you, and we'll be catching up. We'll be buddies.
Definitely.
All right, got it, mate.
Cheers. Great to meet you.
See you, buddy. See you, gang. Take care.